Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, buddies. We are the Group 2, and we will be discussing the Bill of Rights, Article 3, Section 4, 5, and 6.
Under the Section 4, it says that no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press, or the right to the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances. And under that, there are four important rights embodied this section. First, it is the freedom of expression, right to a free press, right to petition, and the last one is the freedom to assembly. So, what is freedom of expression? Freedom of expression these rights include freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. The second one is the right to free press. So, what is the right to free press? It gives individuals and organizations the right to express, publish, and share information, ideas, and opinions without the fear of censorship or government interference. For example, you are a reporter. You can press or share information to other people, but you can say or share the truth that people need to know. So, and also it gives journalists, publisher, and other media the ability to uncover the truth and hold the powerful accountable and share information that educate the public. Just like for example, is that the fabricated stories, which is wrong. Like in the pandemic, they say that aduti natamaan ti COVID. Ngam ti kapaisonan na manmanulang gayam kasi pati doktor ibagbaga na nga kun tsabaon na dayay relatives ti patient nga natay di kamag-anak da dahil ti COVID-an. Isa ti bagbaga da nga imbis nga pneumonia di pagka cause of death na naging COVID, tano ba ti bayadan da kin tano adati mausar di pondo.
The right to petition. The right to petition means that the individual or groups can go to the government and ask for changes or address concerns. For example, if a group of residents is unhappy about the poor condition of their neighborhood park, they can write a letter or submit a petition to the local government asking for improvements. So, meron tayong karapatan na humiling o makiusap sa ating munisipyo para sa improvements or pagbabago ng ating mga lugar. Freedom of assembly. Freedom of assembly means that the people have the right to gather together in a peaceful way to express for their ideas or concerns. For example, if a group of students wants to protest against a new school policy, they can come together, hold a sign, and peacefully speak about how they feel to the policy. So, pwede po tayong mag-rally if merong mga batas na feeling natin is unfair. Sa mga nagbabalak po na mag-rally sa school natin is pwede. So, in simple term, the right to petition allows people to ask the government for changes. And freedom of assembly allows people to peacefully gather and express their thoughts or concerns. These rights are important because they protect citizens' ability to be heard and have a say in how their government operates.
Section 5. No law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worships, without discrimination or preference, shall forever be allowed. The religious test shall be required for the exercise of civil or political rights. Freedom of religion. There are some aspects of religious freedom. First one is the principle of the separation of church and states. Refers to the idea that there should be a clear distinction and independence between religious institutions and government entities. Moving on to the second is the twin aspects, the non-established clause and free exercise clause. The non-establishment clause, also known as the establishment clause, prohibits the government from establishing an official religion or showing preference for one religion over others. And for the free exercise clause, it protects individual rights to practice their chosen religion or hold religious belief without undue interference from government. They are both components of the First Amendments and share the goal of safeguarding individuals' rights to religious expression and beliefs.
Next is prohibition on religious tests. First of all, let's define what is religious test. Religious test, it is a legal requirement or document that prove your loyalty or to swear faith to a specific religion. Ito ay mahalagang kasulatan na nagsasaad na binibigay mo ang iyong buong katapatan sa iyong espesipikong relihiyon. Kaya nagsapabatas ang ating pamahalaan upang tanggalin ito. And let's define what is prohibition on religious tests. This is an act on law that has made to avoid any entanglement between church and state. It also states that the free exercise and enjoyment of religious activities that doesn't harm other people shall be forever allowed.
Other constitutional prohibitions. The state cannot set up a church nor pass a laws which aid one religion or prefer one religion over other religions. Sinasabi rito na hindi maaring magsapabatas ang ating gobyerno na magbe-benefit lamang sa isang relihiyon o magrekomenda ng isang relihiyon maliban sa ibang relihiyon, sapagkat ang mga tao o mamamayan ay may karapatang mamili kung anong relihiyon ang kanilang gustong salihan. There are two characteristics of freedom to religion. First is freedom to believe. These characteristics state that the government should not control someone's belief. Nasasaad dito na hindi maaaring kontrolin ng gobyerno ang paniniwala ng isang tao. Nasasaad din dito na hindi maaaring pilitin ng gobyerno na sumali ang isang tao sa espesipikong relihiyon, dahil ang mga tao ay may karapatang pumili kung saang relihiyon nila gustong sumali. Second, the freedom to act on one's belief. Nasasaad dito na maaaring gawin ng isang tao ang lahat ng kanyang paniniwala hanggat ito ay hindi nakakaabala o nakakasakit sa ibang tao.
6. The liberty of adopt. Changing the same within the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired except upon lawful order of the court. Neither shall the rights to travel be impaired except in the interest of national security, public safety, or public health as may be provided by the law. What is liberty of adopt and travel? It is the right of a person to have his home in whatever place chosen by him, thereafter to change it at will, and to go where he pleases without interference of any source. Rights to guaranteed liberty of adopt. which is constitutional right to choose and change one's residence. Right to travel is the travel of locomotion or movement in out of country. Domicile versus resident. Resident is where you are living at the moment, be a temporary or for a long period of time. Domicile is where you intend to come back even if you are gone for a long period of time.
Right to travel. It is the freedom to travel around the world and outside in the Philippines. And here the limitation on the right to travel. Number 1. Limiting the right to travel in the interest of national security, public safety, and public health is often necessary to protect the well-being of country's citizens. Example, border restriction during a pandemic. During a global health crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic, governments may impose travel restriction to prevent the rapid spread of the disease and limiting international travel, or imposing quarantine measure on travelers can help safeguard the health of general public. Temporary travel ban. In the event of terrorist threat of an imminent security risk, authorities may implement a temporary travel ban to prevent potential harm to the population. For instance, if there is intelligence suggests an impending attack on a certain transportation hub, the government may restrict access to the location to ensure public safety. Number 2, limit on the right to travel. When a person is released, bail imposed to ensure that the individual complies with the condition of their relief. For example, travel restriction. For criminal defendant, court when often limitation of the travel rights of individual release of bail or under other condition. This is done to ensure that the defendant remain present for their court hearing and doesn't pose a flight risk. For instance, someone accused of serious crime may be required to surrender their passport and can be prohibited from leaving the jurisdiction without court permission.